What's going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to the video. Tough day yesterday for the Buffs. We're going to talk all about it. I clicked on the channel this morning. The haters, my God, they filled the comment section up. I mean, the hate is just on a whole new level. Like it's crazy. It's honestly, it's laughable. Some of y'all need to get your head checked a little bit. But let's go ahead and roll the intro and then we'll talk about it. Tough day to be a Buff. 28-10 Nebraska Huskers take it in Nebraska. Look, I mean, I got to eat my words a little bit. I was a little shell-shocked. Defensively, second half, I think Colorado locked it in a little bit, looked much better. Even Coach Prime talked about that in his press conference. Felt like they did things well. That's what they're going to build on. And look, when a game like this, you got to find those little small W's, just like Coach Prime said. And kudos to them to be able to hold on and keep Nebraska in it. For me, I was smashing the over on everything for individuals, for Shedeur, for Travis. I really thought offensively they're going to be more explosive. But when you're able to rush 4 effectively and get there within, I don't know, a 0.5 seconds, it's tough. It is tough. The O-line was just in shambles. They were getting absolutely bullied. And look, I know there's some areas of improvement. You got the rookie Jordan Seaton. I don't feel like he performed too poorly, to be honest with you. But lots to build on. This Nebraska team, though, hell of a new team. I mean, kudos to them. Went out there, did some things, got some, fixed some things. Dylan Raiola looked composed, looked great for a freshman. Threw for 185 yards. Didn't need to do much. I mean, they were just controlled the game. Look, it kind of in a way the game was flopped from last year, right? You go up 14-0, big turnover in the red zone from Shedeur, the pick 6, and the game was kind of from that point in control. Nebraska just maintained field control the entire time. Again, Colorado really couldn't move the ball, and then when they did, just blunders and errors and penalties on the O-line. Very, very tough. Now, here's the thing. We're going to talk about the Shedeur leaving the game as well, too. What is crazy to me is the hate for the channel. Like, people are like, you're an idiot for starting this channel. You're like, you suck. What do you... Like, it's crazy the hate that has come with this. It's just laughable at this point. We've got these channels where we talk about football to have fun. We talk our smack, and there's levels to this. Some people are getting offended because I talked about Nebraska talking smack, which they did, and they backed it up. So kudos to them. I even said in the previous video, love their running their mouth. Look, and even more so, you double down. You said all these things, and then you double down. The linebackers like, you're going to need double coverage, all these things. They went out there and handled their business. You got to just give it up to them and clap it out. Nebraska looked good. Smash mouth football. 4 quarters of smash mouth football. We heard it all week long. Matt Rule got those boys ready to rock and roll. The big house was bumping. That fan base has been clamoring for moments like this, and they showed out tremendously. So, look, give credit where credit's due. Buffalo's got a lot of some soul searching to do this week. Figure these things out and get back on the horse. Next week, they head over to Colorado State, which we know how that game went last year. Another big rivalry game, another big opportunity for Colorado to get back on that. And then they head into Baylor, which Baylor just got absolutely handled by Utah this weekend. So, look, there's some W's to be picked up there. Kansas State didn't look fantastic against Tulane. They've got UCF the following week after that with KJ Jefferson. He hasn't really looked very electric at UCF either. So, look, this Nebraska team is a legitimate team. If you take a look at their schedule, they've got a great chance of going 10-2, 11-1. Their biggest games are going to be against USC now and Ohio State for the rest of the way. They could really kind of do something kind of special in the Big Ten. So this team looked good. We heard about them doing great things. Defensively, that was definitely a concern. I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but again, it comes down to the offensive line. Travis Hunter still caught for over 120 yards or something like that. So when Shedeur had time, he was able to get it off. Now, we got to talk about the elephant in the room that everybody's going to be talking about for the next 3 to 4 days, which is Shedeur Sanders leaving the game with 2 minutes to go. Look, I know what's going to happen. Whichever way that I go with this, there's no winning for me, but I cannot not talk about it. If I take the side of like, yeah, it was a bad move, right? Which is where everybody right now seems to be on, like lack of leadership, all these things, I'm going to get absolutely thrashed. If I say, hey, there probably was a reason why he walked off the field, I believe, then it's like, you're just sucking on Deion's toe again. Like, bro, hey, put the drink down a little bit. Let's have a logistical conversation here. Look, I believe there probably was sitting on the sideline. He's like, hey, I'm not feeling too good. But my head's hit the cement about 15 times tonight. He was like, hey, let's go get checked out. Go take a minute. We've got 2 minutes left. Go ahead and get a head start before we get this rush in there. And let's skip the interviews. Let's go get ahead and get in there. That's probably how it went down. How it looks is a different scenario. Doesn't look good. I mean, perception is reality at times, right? And it looks like he just like, F it, this game sucks, I'm leaving. I hope I in my heart doesn't feel that way to be even to the remotely close to being true, but it doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is people believe that he just quit on his team. Now, does his team believe that, feel that? That's ultimately what matters. Does his team feel like, hey, Shedeur just walked off on us? Again, I don't believe so. They were asked about it, Coach Prime and Shedeur, both of them. I mean, nobody really answered the question, answered the buck. I mean, he said, like, I think Coach Prime alluded to, like, yeah, there was, obviously he had a bit of a headache. We wanted to make sure that he's good. It looks good, seems good, but we wanted to check on him. That was what Coach Prime said. So that's what I'm taking it as for what it was. If look, I know how it looks, and it is what it is. It's not a great look. I mean, as matter of fact, whatever how it was, it doesn't look good. But I still believe that, again, he just didn't, something wasn't right, and they had to go check it out. That's the part that's kind of crazy to me. Maybe it was the timing of it all. I don't know, because I know he was sitting out for a little bit before he ended up heading back there. But people are going to run with it, regardless. So it's going to be a rough couple of days for the Buffs to give them, just the noise. They're going to take a lot of flack, take a lot of heat. Didn't look like the Buff team that I think the Buffs wanted to be. And offensively, that line was obviously a big question mark. You go out, make some pieces in the transfer portal, hoping to make that adjustment, and it doesn't seem to have really clicked just yet. So, look, this is where we're going to question the how they're handling this. Nebraska has been recruiting; they've been building for this moment. Here they are. Can you build in the portal? This is what we're going to learn. We're going to find out this year. I mean, we knew this going into this year was, can you really be a sustainable football team and go after it? But it's a tough loss, a bad loss. Doesn't define the season, but so far, first two games, there's some issues. But again, defensively, look, the fact that they were up 28 going into the half and didn't score anymore, shows that, hey, look, they figured some things out. But again, offensively, they just couldn't get the ball going. If you told me that Colorado was going to score 10 points, I would have laughed in your face. I didn't think they would only score 10. I eat my words. I know it's going to be hard for a hater to swallow, like, hey, I was wrong. They don't know how to handle that, but I was completely wrong in the fact of what they did. Nebraska shocked me, and look, now I think they're a legitimate contender. I could see them kind of cracking that top 25 as Georgia Tech just falls down, Michigan takes an L, Notre Dame takes an L. A lot of top teams took an L. Not that they're all going to fall out, but a lot of top teams took some L's this week, and Kansas State didn't dominate against Tulane. They may fall back a few, so it's college football, baby. It's week to week. It's what I say. It's going to be fun. Colorado State next week at Colorado, 7:30, another late night game. That game's going to be fun and electric as well, too. So we will follow along this week. We'll keep it rocking and rolling here. Haters, enjoy yourselves in the comment section. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love, baby.